it goes to them homeless veterans and other issues that we have throughout the community. I thank God we got somebody like Trump.
Great to see you both.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you, Kelly.
Appreciate it. Well, the Republican frontrunner was dealing with more than just the fight over vets today. He was also defending his attack on a federal judge. U.S. District Court Judge Gonzalo Curiel is presiding over the lawsuit against Trump University, a now-defunct real estate seminar set up by the candidate about a decade ago. During a campaign speech Friday, Trump spent more than 10 minutes hammering this judge, and here is just a bit of those remarks.
I have a judge who is a hater of Donald Trump, a hater. He's a hater. His name is Gonzalo Curiel. And he is not doing the right thing. And I figure, what the hell? Why not talk about it for 2 minutes? The judge was appointed by Barack Obama, federal judge. I mean, frankly, he should recuse himself. The judge, who happens to be, we believe, Mexican, which is great. I think that's fine. They ought to look into Judge Curiel, because what Judge Curiel is doing is a total disgrace, okay? But we'll come back in November. Wouldn't that be wild if I'm president and I come back to do a civil case?
Trace Gallagher has more. Trace?
Megyn, these 381 pages of documents related to Trump University that were unsealed and made public by a San Diego federal judge are essentially playbooks that detail exactly how Trump University was run. Everything from convincing prospective students to pay up to $35,000 to enroll, to teaching them how to use tax breaks and financial shelters to maximize profits. The school's real estate training was said to be blessed by Donald Trump himself. In fact, Trump claimed he personally chose the instructors, but later in a deposition admitted that he didn't pick them, in fact, didn't even know their names. Trump and the now defunct school are being sued by a number of students who claim they were defrauded. But as you heard in his epic 12-minute tirade, Trump believes Judge Gonzalo Curiel is giving him a raw deal. And the Trump campaign is now actively supporting the claim of judicial bias. Watch.
I think what's really interesting about this particular judge, as Mr. Trump refers to him as a Trump hater, is he even mentions on his judicial questionnaire that he was a La Raza Lawyers Association member. This is an organization that has been out there organizing these anti-Trump protesters with the Mexican flags. They are pushing it.
Judge Curiel has not responded to Mr. Trump's tirade, but did release a statement saying the defense had not met the bar to keep the documents out of the public eye, saying, quoting, "The defendant became the frontrunner for the Republican nomination in the 2016 presidential race and has placed the integrity of these court proceedings at issue. The trial date is scheduled for November 28th, and Trump's lawyers say the GOP nominee will testify. Of course, by then he could be the president-elect." Megyn.
All right, Trace, thank you. And there's an important clarification on what you just heard there about Katrina Pearson's allegation against this judge. I'm going to get to it with my panel. Joining me now, Trump supporter and attorney David Wohl, and Ben Shapiro, former Breitbart News editor-at-large and editor-in-chief now at dailywire.com. Good to see you both. So that allegation by Katrina Pearson is wrong, and I just want to correct the record. La Raza Lawyers Association is completely different from the group that's organizing the anti-Trump protest, which is National Council on La Raza. They are not affiliated, and they are not the same. That was an error by Katrina. Having said that, I'll ask you, Ben, about the appropriateness of going after a sitting federal court judge and mentioning the fact that, quote, he is Mexican, also wrong. He is American. He is not Mexican.
No, he was born in Indiana, but this is typical Trump. Again, it's not a surprise that Trump is going after people he feels victimize him. This is sort of what he does. But to go after the judge on the basis of his ethnicity is a little bit bizarre, given the fact, again, that his ethnicity really has nothing to do with the case. And it demonstrates once again that for Trump, who has plenty of grounds to go after this judge, by the way, the fact that he's an Obama appointee, as you heard mentioned by Trump, the fact that he has relations with groups that Trump finds unpleasant, all those are fine. But to go after his ethnicity just demonstrates that for Trump, there's some sort of bizarre connection between the ethnicity of the person and the ideology the person must hold. I don't know why him being a Mexican would even be relevant to the conversation, especially when he's not from Mexico and his parents are Mexican.
David, why would it be?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it's a non sequitur, Megyn. Trump
Why does he keep mentioning it over and over when he rips on this judge?
Yeah, I think his ethnicity is Hispanic. He's from Indiana. Non sequitur, Megyn. The issue of him going after this judge, though, I got to say, you know, how is this any different than Barack Obama in 2010 at the State of the Union when he excoriated Supreme Court justices
Also
who were sitting right in front of him
inappropriate and out
about
of
the
line.
Citizens United case, Megyn.
Out of line,
he
wasn't it?
intimidated them. He bullied them right in front of him. And you know what, Megyn? After
So
that
are you
incident,
justify
they
bad
stopped
behavior
going
by
the
pointing
State
to
of the
other
Union.
bad behavior?
Well, Megyn, I'm just saying, and you know what? Bill Burton, by the way, who was Obama's press secretary at the time, you got to listen to this. He said, I'm quoting, "One of the great things about our democracy is that powerful members of government at high levels can disagree in public and in private, and this is one of those instances."
Wow.
This is all it is, Megyn. He's got the First Amendment right.
To come
He
out-
does have issues, as Ben has
Really?
pointed out, and
Really?
it's frustrating him because I've reviewed this case. It should have
I've
been
reviewed this case,
it should
too.
have been dismissed a long time
No.
ago on a summary judgment motion, no question about it.
No, I mean, Ben is not a lawyer. David and I are lawyers. I completely disagree with you on that. And the Court
Well,
of Appeals.
actually, I am a lawyer.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ben, I didn't know that. And the Court of Appeals actually upheld this. It wasn't all this judge. Listen, you can say that there's no merits to the case and Trump will get his day in court, but to go after the judge as a, quote, Mexican and hater takes it to a different level, Ben.
Well, absolutely. And the fact that Trump defenders have to rely on Barack Obama was a bad guy, therefore if our guy does the exact same thing, it's just doubly as awesome. It's
that's
typical
not
of
why.
the Trump campaign. I mean, why is it, okay, so you tell me, David, why is it better that Trump did it now that Barack Obama did it? I thought we were running against Barack Obama if we're on the right. I thought the idea was Obama's a bad guy.
The point is, you know what he said immediately after that? He said, "I love the Mexican people. I've got
Well,
millions
that
of
makes a
Mexican
difference. That
supporters."
fixes it.
He clarified it immediately. So, you know, don't take it out of
Come on.
context. The majority, Megyn, the
I
substance of
mentioned
his
it because
criticism
I
of this
want to
judge.
take this opportunity to express my love for the Mexicans. I mean,
He
come
did.
on.
Well, Megyn, you know what? Sometimes you have a slip of the tongue, and I submit to you
He does it
that's all it
repeatedly.
was.
That's the
That's
thing
all
that's
it
so
was.
crazy